Would everyone please rise and join us in prayer? The prayer will be led by Alderman Darrell Wilson.
Almighty God, we ask for your blessing upon this members of this council as we assemble here in this chamber to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all of our decisions are for the common good, and your inspiration will instill respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all of our deliberations. Give us the strength and wisdom to lead by example as the people's representative, and that peace and harmony will mark all our proceedings and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of our community. Amen.
Amen. Alderman Grant Neuendorf, please lead us in pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excuse me, Mayor Nystrom.
Yes, Alderman Wilson.
Point of personal privilege.
Please, the floor is yours.
So this week we lost a strong supporter here in Eastern Connecticut, Edith Bragg, and I would like to take a moment of silence in her honor for all of the work and fight she gave for the city of Norwich and Hartford.
Thank you for reminding us all. If we would all please stand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Citizen Comment General.
At this time, I declare Citizen Comment General to be open. Anyone wishing to address the City Council on any matter pertinent to the needs of the City of Norwich, please do so at this time. Please remember to state your name and address for the public record. Each person will have 3 minutes. Is there anyone like to address the Council on any matter at this time? Yep, please, sir. Yep.
Rodney Boyd, 60 Roosevelt Avenue, Norwich, Connecticut. I was looking down through the new business resolutions. I just saw this here 10 minutes ago.
Excuse me. You can address us on those matters during regular comment on resolutions. This is for items not on our agenda this evening.
Well, it's just a matter of policy, sort of. Not so much on... I'm chairman of one of these committees, and I'd like to see the names of these people before you do resolutions or anything else. And the other side of the thing was, I wanted to commend you for saying something about David Crabb. He was an antagonist here in this meeting for a number of years. I mean, 35 or 40 years. And he cared about the city. You may not have agreed with him, and he tended to be run on about things. But he did care, and that's something we don't see too much around the city. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Again, if you'd like to address the council on the general citizen comment, again, please, for the record, state your name and address, and each person will have 3 minutes. Is there anyone else like to speak to us on the general citizen comment? Please.
Marvin Ceruto, 100 Star Street, Norwich, Connecticut, the United States of America. which is a republic and is not a democracy. And it's not communist, and it's not socialist either. And I want you to know that. I hold in my hand the Constitution, guarantees me a republic. Raise your hand if you've read the Constitution cover to cover. Can anybody raise your hand? Huh? Well, here's a copy. You need it? You can pass it around. You see it's worn out because I read it a lot. There are a lot of newbies up there. I was a school teacher. We get a lot of school teachers up there. Let me tell you something. I was a damn good school teacher. I taught high school, and I taught in a rough high school, and I taught real well. And you know what? I hope you do the same thing. Your job is to take care of the taxpayer. Your job is to take care of the property owner. I don't want to hear any kumbaya. I don't want to hear any color anything. I don't want to hear any of that crap. I want to hear about what you're going to do for the people who pay the bills in this town. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to address the council on general citizen comment? Is there anyone else under general citizen comment? Is there anyone else under general citizen comment? Third and final request. Seeing no one else, I then declare that closed. Thank you.
Petitions and communication. Letter of resignation from Shane Roberts from the Uncas Health District and Redevelopment Agency.
I take a motion, please, to bring this before us. Alderman Gould, second Alderman Wilson. Is there discussion? Alderman Gould.
I'd just like to take this time to thank Shane for his work on the, he and I sat on the RDA together, and he was a tremendous help with the work that we had to do there, and I know that he was a tremendous asset on the Uncas Health District, and we wish him, on the Uncas Health District Board, and we wish him all the best in his future endeavors.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? If not, yes.
I would just like to
President Pro
say,
Tem.
Shane, thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir. Any further discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 2, letter of resignation from Swanjit Singh from the Commission on the City Plan and Inland Wetland Watercourses and Conservation Commission.
Motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderman Wilson, second Alderman Gould. Is there discussion? Yes, President Pro Tem.
Welcome to the dais.
Thank you.
Is there further discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Letter of resignation from Jerry M. Martin from the School Building Committee, 2020.
A motion, please, to bring it to the floor. Alderman Wilson, second Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Alderwoman Gould.
I will take this opportunity to thank Jerry for his insight and great effort on the school building committee, and wish him the best in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? President Pro Tem.
Jerry, thank you for your service.
Thank you. Seeing no further discussion, roll call.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
City Manager's report.
Thank you. This is the city manager report for December 20th, 2021. Do you have it? No? I have an extra. Here you go.
Who's that?
Does everybody else have it? I have an extra.
There's more. If they're missing
Does anybody else? Does everybody else have one?
Thank you.
Okay, for December 20th, 2021. The official swearing-in ceremony for the Council and Board of Education took place on Tuesday, December 7th, and was followed by a reception. Congratulations and thank you to family members, friends, and local dignitaries that attended. Special thanks to Rabbi Rabinowitz for the opening prayer and Sally Massey for singing the national anthem. Thank you to City Clerk Betsy Barrett, Mayor Secretary Bonnie Kuprick, Executive Assistant Jackie Barbarosso, and staff for their assistance in organizing the event. Meetings attended with the state representatives and legislators, Southeast Council of Governments, Southeastern Transit, Board meeting, Connecticut Conference of Municipalities, Annual meeting, Connecticut Interlocal Risk Management Agency, Region 4 Emergency Support Plan, NCDC Board meeting, NPU City Coordination meeting, Harbor Management, and Fire Chiefs. I would also like to mention that 2 city employees, Bridget Marks, Human Resource Director, and Jackie Barbarosso, Executive Assistant to the City Manager, were recognized at the CCM Conference for obtaining certificates of completion as certified Connecticut municipal officials. To safeguard the health and well-being of employees and their families, our residents and visitors and the community formed the considerable risks associated with COVID-19. All employees and elected officials were notified that beginning January 1st, 2022, all city employees and elected officials who are not vaccinated are required to submit weekly test results. The full policy is on the Human Resource page of the city's website. I would like to announce the appointment of Tara Booker, who has been hired as the new Director of Norwich Human Services. Tara began her duties on December 6th and is working with parting Director Leanne Gomes until her retirement on December 30th. Congratulations to Tara on her new role, and thank you, Leanne, for 36 years of service with the city. And Tara is in the audience. When I just thank you to the Norwich Events Organization and to those that participated in the annual Winterfest Parade that was held on November 28th. Thousands enjoyed the downtown parade, and it was a great way to kick off the start of the holiday season. The 30th annual Light Up City Hall event was held on the first Friday, December 3rd. Thank you to the committee sponsors, performers, and volunteers who make this event possible, and to the Rose City Knitters at Otis Library who donated scarves to keep our residents warm throughout the season. Thank you to Chris Nintel from Preston and Michael Gualtieri from Norwich, who donated the holiday trees for City Hall and the downtown Rotary. I have also attached the fire chief's report from our November meetings. And that concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you, John. Other questions of the city manager? Alderman Wilson.
So first, actually, before a question, I would love for us all to give Ms. Leanne Gomes a round of applause for 36 years of service to the city of Norwich and dedication. So we definitely thank you for your time and definitely appreciate every moment that you have been here. So thank you.
Thank you.
And then the second part that I have is, I know we are continuing to do this. I definitely want to give kudos to the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Stringfellow, for her diligent work working with the different partners to host vaccination clinics for our students and families. I know the city is continuing to do, I know Uncas Health, I believe, is still continuing to do some in the region. So could you just give a little insight on that for residents?
I didn't hear the last part of that.
Could you give insight? I know Uncas Health is still doing some vaccination clinics
Yes.
in town. So
Yes.
just, do you know when they are? Are they on the website?
They are on the website. The closest one that is without appointment only is at Dodge Stadium. That is 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. It is, we have requested that that be expanded because we're experiencing lines at the parking lot now that are going, believe it or not, out of the Dodge Stadium parking lot. So there's quite a bit of interest in getting tested. Most of the local pharmacies also do testing. You can get online to book an appointment. They are quite busy, so there's somewhat a wait to get tests. A complete, and I don't have it in my head, a complete listing is on the city's webpage of all the testing sites.
Excellent. Thank you. And the only reason I continue to bring that up is as we continue to see the numbers steadily increasing, and with the Omicron variant, I want us to be diligent during this holiday season, but even moving forward, to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, whether you're vaccinated or not vaccinated. We're taking care of family and our community, so definitely doing that. So thank you.
Thank you. Other questions of the city manager? Yes, Alderman Singh.
So I have been told there's also like vaccination program where Uncas Health can accommodate somebody to go at someone's house and give them vaccination. Are we as a city are trying to promote that message somehow, or on our website or on social media platforms or something like that?
It's on the city's website. It's also on the Uncas Health District website, and that is true. They will reach out to residents that aren't ambulatory and can do vaccinations at home.
Thank you.
Thank you. Other questions of the city manager? Thank you all.
Citizen comment on resolutions.
I declare citizen comment on the resolutions on our agenda to be open. Again, if you wish to address one of the resolutions that we'll be voting on tonight, please ask you to start by stating your name and your address once again for the public record. Each person will have up to 3 minutes. Thank you. Is there anyone who would like to address us concerning the resolutions we'll be voting on? Yes, Mr. Bowie.
Rodney Bowie, 62 Roosevelt Avenue, Norwich, Connecticut. I'd like to comment on a couple of things. I'm chairman of the Lead Abatement Rehab Committee in the city of Norwich, have been for about 35 years. I'd like to know in advance who's being appointed to this committee. Secondly, I've got I see this reference to an opioid lawsuit settlement. Sort of explained myself a long time ago here for the council about being addicted to opioids. I think it's a personal matter. Anybody that does get hooked on opioids should have their head examined. I spent a good deal of time in the hospital the past couple of years. A quadruple bypass. I had a monitor installed on me. I had a rupture 5 times I've been in the hospital. I've got 2 bottles of opioids, oxycodone and such, back at the house. I understand if I sold the things, I'd be a couple $100 richer at least. But when a person is taking these medications, if they don't need to take them, they shouldn't take them. And getting addicted to them, I've had a slew of these things prescribed to me, and I've still got most of them. If I was in really bad pain, like this right here, I'd take them. But I stopped taking them the day after I had a zip strip put in me. And I think I don't think we should get involved in anything to do with opioids or anything else. I don't know exactly what the extent of this actually means, but I don't think we got any business getting in the opioid business. We aren't responsible for some other person's actions or anything else, and we don't prescribe these things ourselves. So what the devil do we have to do with it in the first place? Anyways, we need to start getting our message on committee meetings and things like this out into the public. Because if it hadn't been for Marvin Cerruto, I wouldn't know we had a city council meeting here tonight. Anyways, thank you much for listening.
Thank you, sir. Someone else like to speak on the resolutions on the agenda, please?
I would like to commend the city for signing on to the opioid lawsuit. I am sure that every family who has lost someone due to this horrendous disease, medical disease of addiction, would love to just say, just stay away from the pills and don't do pills. I'm sure that they would love to have their loved ones back who have died. Norwich has an extremely high rate of people dying from opioids, and our Youth and Family Service Bureau, I am proud to say, has been awarded 3 major grants to address this problem in our city. It is something that we need to pay attention to. It is something that is our responsibility to help fix. It is something that people cannot easily walk away from. It is something that people need to concentrate on every day. And I am proud of the work that our city has done on this issue. And I apologize to any parent today who is just really upset by the comments that were made prior to mine.
Thank you. Is there anyone else like to address the council on items on our agenda, please? Is there anyone else like to address the council on the items on our agenda? Is there anyone else who'd like to address the council on our items on this agenda? Thank you, and seeing no one else, I declare this closed.
New business number 1, relative to appointments to the Harbor Management Commission.
Thank you. I'd ask at this time a motion to move this resolution 1 to the floor for a vote. Alderman Wilson, seconded by Alderwoman Gould. For the public record, the 2 members of the council being appointed here to the Harbor Management Commission are Grant Neuendorf and Alderman Darrell Wilson. Is there discussion on this item? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gold?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 2, relative to an appointment to the Dangerous Buildings Board of Review.
Motion, please, to bring this forward. Alderman Wilson, second by Alderwoman Gould. For the public record, the Alderwoman being appointed to this Dangerous Building Board of Review is Alderwoman Stacy Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gold?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Thank you. The motion passes 7-0.
Number 3, relative to appointments to the public parking.
Motion, please, to bring this forward. Alderman Wilson, seconded by Alderwoman Gould. Is there a discussion? President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Motion to amend to add Alderman Singh to this committee, or commission, I should say.
Thank you. Is there a second? Second by Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, roll call on the amendment.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
The amendment passes 7-0. On the resolution as amended, is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number 4, relative to appointments to the Recreation Advisory Board.
Motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second Alderman Wilson. Is there discussion? For the public record, 2 aldermen being appointed are Grant Neuendorf and Darrell Wilson. Seeing no discussion, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 5, relative to an appointment to the Sanction Fund Board.
Motion, please, to the floor. Alderman Wilson, second Alderwoman Berto. For the record, the person being appointed is Alderman Darrell Wilson to the Sachem Board. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 6, relative to an appointment to the Mohegan Park Improvement and Development Advisory Committee.
Motion, please. Alderman Singh, seconded by Alderwoman Berto. For the public record, the alderman being appointed is Alderman Grant Neuendorf. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0. Number 7, relative to appointments to the Monument Committee.
Motion, please, to bring to the floor. Alderwoman Berto, second by Alderman Wilson. Is there discussion? For the public record, Alderman Grant Neuendorf, Alderman Swaranjit Singh, and Alderwoman Tracy Berto are being appointed to the Monument Committee. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 8, relative to appointments to the Plan of Conservation and Development Implementation Committee.
Motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderwoman Berto, second by Alderwoman Gould. For the public record, Alderwoman Stacy Gould and Alderman Swaranjit Singh are to be appointed. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 9, relative to an appointment to the Rehabilitation Review Committee.
Motion to the floor, please. Alderman Wilson, second by Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing no discussion, the person being appointed is Alderwoman Stacy Gould. Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Sorry. Number 10, relative to a reappointment to the Norwich Veteran Service Contact Person.
Thank you. Is there a motion to bring this to the floor? Alderman Singh, seconded by Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? For the public record, the person being appointed to represent the City Council on Veterans Matters is former Alderman Bill Nash, and he regrets he could not be here tonight. He wanted me to share that. Seeing no discussion, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 11, relative to an appointment of a liaison to the Board of Education.
Motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderman Singh, second by Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? For the public record, Alderwoman Stacy Gould and Alderman Darrell Wilson are being appointed as our liaison to the Board of Education. Seeing no discussion, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 12, relative to appointments to the City Council and Board of Ad Hoc Committee.
Motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderman Wilson, second by Alderwoman Gould. For the public record, it is President Pro Tem Joseph DeLucia, Alderwoman Stacy Gould, and Alderman Swaranji Singh to be appointed. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 13, relative to appointments to the School Building Committee 2020.
Motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderman Wilson, second Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? For the public record, the following is resolved that the council representative of the School Building Committee for this term will be President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia and Alderwoman Stacy Gould. Members of the public to the School Building Committee for this term will be Gregory Balassi, Mark M. Betancourt, Greg Carabine, Peter Gauthier, William Hull, Kristen Talley, and Mark Adams. And be further resolved that members of the Board of Ed who will join them are Christine DeStasio and Mark Kulos. And further, there will be ex officio members, including the mayor, the city manager, our superintendent of schools, a comptroller, general manager, NPU, corporate counsel, director of public works, and director of pupil services and special education. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Gould.
Number 14, relative to appointments to the Norwich Community Development Corporation.
Thank you. A motion to bring this to the floor. Alderman Wilson, second by Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, for the public record, the two being appointed are Alderwoman Stacy Gould and Alderman Swaranji Singh. Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
15, relative to a reappointment of the Assistant Corporation Counsel.
Thank you. A motion to bring this to the floor. Alderman Gould. Is there a second? Alderman Wilson. Is there discussion? For the public record, the person we are reappointing tonight is Amy L. Seifert to be the corporate counsel as the Assistant Corporation Counsel of the City of Norwich. Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
Alderman President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number 16, relative to the provision for legal services for the City of Norwich.
Motion, please, to bring this forward. Alderman Wilson, second by Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? For the public record, the attorneys being appointed to assist our corporate counsel and assistant corporate counsel are Michael D. Colonese, Jeffrey A. Bubendorf, John F. Dugan, Jeffrey Godley, Casey N. Jameson, and Ashley E. Palma. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
17, relative to the School Building Committee 2020 giving written reports to the council.
Motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second Alderman Wilson. Is there discussion? Yes, President Pro Tem, please.
Thank you. So we're setting, by this action, the council will be setting a deadline for the written report and recommendation of June 30th of 2022. That's this coming June. That is an aggressive deadline, and it is for good reason. We believe that it is in the city's best interest that there be more than sufficient time for public input, for public presentations, for the council to be able to explore this as a body prior to the council's deadline of taking this up in order to get it on the November ballot as a referendum if the council were to choose to do that. It may mean more work for these committee members, myself included. So be it. This project is far too important to the city and to the children of the city to let it drag out for another year and a half. We need to move this forward. So to the committee members, I say, let's get to work. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there further discussion? Yes, Alderman Wilson.
Just echoing the sentiments of President Pro Tem DeLucia, that it is an aggressive deadline. However, I think it is important for us to start putting a plan in place so that we can better plan for the future of what our school system is going to look like. And I think it's important. We owe it not only to the families and students of this community, but also the staff that work in these buildings each and every single day. We've known that this has been an issue for some time, and I think it's important that we work our best to get something in a written report so that we can continue to move this project forward. So best of luck to those on the school committee, and also thank them for their time. It's gonna be more of an effort, but I think each and every person is up for the task, so thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Roberto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 18, relative to appropriating fees retained by the city clerk's office for the preservation and management of historic documents for the purpose of increasing staffing.
Motion, please, to bring this forward. Alderwoman Berto, and seconded by Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Roll call, please.
Well, I have a question.
Oh, I apologize. Sorry.
I just want to be clear about that. This started as a piece of a grant. Is that correct? Did this start as whoever?
You want to answer that? Or you want-
I prepared to be corrected, but it's my understanding that these fees are required on a regular basis, and it's a decision, if this council passes this resolution, to take these fees to address the shortage in this office now and not wait until the next budget cycle. Is that a good
Thank you.
summation?
Yes.
Thank you very much. That's what I did not completely understand. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, Alderman Singh.
And actually, I welcome this resolution because I do feel there is a need of e-governance in our city, and that might be the first step to have things available in online format and store things in that format. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Alderman Wilson.
So I will say I definitely support this resolution. The only thing that I would continue to say is, as we get ready or on the horizon of a budget season, for us to look at how to maintain staffing within this office who handles a bulk of work that is important to this city. So that's definitely a conversation I hope to have as we get close to that time.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? It would be my understanding that in supporting this, we're basically, you can look forward to a position in the new budget as recommended by the city manager, making it a full year. I'm voting for this for that purpose as well. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 19, relative to an appointment to the Harbor Management Commission.
Motion, please bring this to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Wilson. For the public record, the person being appointed, or actually reappointed, is Mr. Michael Aliano. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 19, relative to the sale of Robbins Court.
A motion, please, to bring this resolution to the floor. Alderman Wilson, seconded by Alderwoman Berto.
And there's amendments.
Sorry, I don't have the amending language.
I don't think I do either.
If you give us a moment, please.
I don't think I have them with me. I think they're done in my office.
There's no rush, is there? Is there a time deadline?
Can we do it after? Come back, if you come back in a second.
Okay. The recommendation is that we pass over this resolution at this time, and that we'll return from our executive session on claims pending litigation, and by then we'll have the amendment language that we need. It's actually downstairs.
Thank you.
With your permission?
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Number 21, relative to allocate American Rescue Plan funds for replacement of public safety computer aids, aided dispatch and records management system software, and related radio and other equipment and implementation services.
Motion, please bring this to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second, President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Is there discussion? Yes, Alderwoman Gould.
I know how important Resolution 21 is, but I thought maybe either Chief Daley or Lieutenant Perry would want to speak to the matter for the edification of
Gentlemen, please.
the public.
Please state your name and address for the public record.
Patrick Daly, 142 Newton Street, Police Chief in Norwich. This is a result of probably 6 months of intense work by the fire chiefs and Lieutenant Perry trying to get the fire department onto the state radio system. Go back in time a little bit to the fire study. One of the things that they found was a massive communication issue. Our radio system's outdated. So what we're doing here is following the model that we did with the police department, taking us from the 50s in the volunteer case, the 80s in the career case, bringing us into the 2030s and 40s. So it's a lot of intensive work. I do apologize for the 11th hour nature of it, but we're trying to get this into the end of the calendar year, and significant discounts are in play. Public safety's been up to date. We've kind of filled you guys in. Apologies to the new council people. But this is good for the city and good for the region. I'll answer any questions. Lieutenant Perry, you got the fire chiefs here, the three of them. Alderman?
I have a couple of questions. The new system that you guys are getting, does that include all your citywide cameras to be integrated in this new system?
No. No, that's, this is just public safety communications, land mobile radio system, and then a computer-aided dispatch.
Okay, because you also list and other equipment and implementing services. Which other equipment?
That's like computer servers, racks, brackets for the trucks, all the various and sundry.
Monitors and all that stuff
yeah.
you're dispatching them? Okay. Okay.
Alderman Wilson.
And actually, my question is also for the two volunteer chiefs. I think, one, we did reference a study, and I just want to allow them the opportunity, both Chief Westervelt and Chief Milton, the opportunity to explain how important and beneficial this resolution is to the work that both of you do.
Keith Melton, 91 Lucas Park Road, Chief of the East Great Plains Volunteer Fire Company. This is very crucial. As you heard Chief Daly said, the radio system is very old in this town. It has failed numerous times in years past. So we're finally getting a chance to upgrade to something new, and that's very reliable. So with this new system, communications amongst ourselves, during an emergency incident and with our dispatch center, this is going to be crucial, and this is going to be a game changer for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aaron Westervelt, 16 Laurel Circle Drive, Chief of Laurel Hill Fire Department. Besides the interoperability we're going to get, the system that we currently have, as Chief Daly said, the 50s. We can't get stuff to replace what we currently have. That is something we've been fighting for years trying to do. They've told us that it is just not possible. So this is the next step. And I just appreciate Lieutenant Perry for all the work that he's done for this, the hours he's spent going to these meetings. So thank you very much. But it is something that the city needs as a whole. It doesn't just help the volunteers. The paid
Well, let's bring
department.
up Chief Montoya. I feel like we've excluded him
Yeah.
from the conversation. Come on up.
I
Come on, don't be shy. Don't
I
be shy.
apologize.
So everyone benefits from this. Interoperability is huge. We'll be able to talk to the police if we have to, the paid department, everybody, region-wide. So this is definitely something that is needed.
Absolutely.
Mr. Mayor.
I'd like to-
Chief Montoya, the opportunity as well. I apologize.
No worries. Good evening, Chief Montoya, Norwich Fire Chief. I'm going to echo the sentiments here. It is an outdated system for the volunteers. Ours isn't that much better for the city department. And most importantly is we'll have, as was mentioned, the ability to communicate efficiently with each other, with the police department. All 6 departments took the opportunity to do some field testing, and across the board, everyone said just a fantastic system. The coverage with the portable is better than currently what we have with mobiles in some areas. So it's a great upgrade. It's a fantastic opportunity the city manager presented with us to do it, and to tie it in with the CAD will be a benefit to all of us. Pending any questions, that's my only comment.
Thank you.
And we still have the ability to speak to American as well.
Yes.
We haven't excluded them from this.
Yeah, well, the important part of this is taking into consideration not only American but mutual aid partners. So there will be some, I'll mess up the terminology, some patches, some interfaces, something or another, some magic behind the scenes that'll
Lieutenant
make
Berry?
it all work.
In the background.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So,
Alderman Singh, go ahead.
Thank you. So I do see that there is a great need of this in our city. That might be the first step to create that uniformity among all the departments and syncing them together. I think Chief Daly was mentioning about if we go with this under the timeline, there is some potential saving. If you can speak about that. Thank you.
By bundling the CAD and the radio portables and mobiles together, it's approximately savings of about $900,000.
Wow.
If we have it signed by tomorrow, we get an additional $540,000 discount. So that's significant in a project like this, to be honest with you.
I'm all for discounts.
Yeah, we heard, my neighbor, Mr. Ceruto, we do have responsibility to taxpayers and to be fiscally responsible as much as we can without compromising public safety. So I think here we kind of swung that balance. I wish it was that simple all the time, but again, it was a lot of hard work by the fire chiefs, Lieutenant Perry, city manager, driving the bus. But this seems to be the best we can come up with. It works for everybody.
Thank you.
I can wait for more.
Thank you. Any further questions for our guests? President Pro Tem.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to thank you all, including the city manager, for staying so on top of this, because by doing that, you have realize this opportunity to save over $500,000. And, opportunities like that just cannot be allowed to slip by. So to everyone that's been involved in this since you took it up, thank you.
Well, thank you for everybody here. Takes a village.
Thank you. Is there further questions, concerns? Thank you, Chief. Appreciate you all being here
One
tonight.
more, I think. There's
Nope, it's for the next one,
Oh, okay.
so don't go too far.
Okay, at this time, is there further discussion on resolution
21.
before us? You have the first and the second. Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes,
That's 7-0.
motion passes 7-0.
Number 22, relative to authorize and direct City Manager John Solomon to enter into a contract with Motorola for public safety computer aid dispatch and records management system software and related radio and other equipment and implementation services.
Motion, please bring this forward. Alderwoman Gould, second Alderwoman Berto. Is there discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman,
Hold, please.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't
President
have
Pro
a
Tem.
question, but I thought we just heard that.
Oh,
Alderwoman
no, sorry,
Berto-
mine's for 23.
Oh,
I
thank you.
Oh, I'm
got my
sorry.
numbers mixed.
Okay, if we could begin again on 22, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 23, relative to reallocate capital improvement fund project funding.
Motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderman Wilson, second Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Alderwoman Berto.
Yes, actually, I have a question for the police chief. Part of it, I noticed that it says the police department is requesting additional funds to renovate the 8 prisoner cells at the police department. What type of improvement are we looking at?
So, suicide-resistant doors. Right now, we have think of an old jail cell from like Mayberry, Barney Fife. Hasn't changed. Which is prone to, prisoners wrapping clothes on the bars, being able to throw things at the staff. We're going to plexiglass, that, impact-proof. The benches are getting older now. If you jump up and down on them for 6 or 7 hours, you can actually break the benches. So we're modernizing the cells. It's an expensive project, but the liability of keeping people over the weekend, sometimes we'll have a person 4 or 5 days there, so we need to have a very safe environment for that. So it's a little investment up, but a huge saving on the back end for liability.
Thank you. Is there further questions or concerns?
Not of the police chief.
Pardon me?
Not of the police
Oh.
chief.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Questions?
Yes. If Josh Pothier could come to the podium, please.
Good evening.
Good evening, Josh. Thank you for being here. What impact will this have on our sidewalk improvement account?
So currently, we have $148,000 in the sidewalk assessment fund, and there's a $100,000 allocation in the fiscal year 2021-22 budget. Going forward, Public Works will probably be asking for more funds in future years, but this reallocation of the 2021 capital funding for sidewalks shouldn't impinge their ability to improve sidewalks. They identified a much more acute need in replacing their bucket truck so that they can tend to damage trees before the trees damage other things.
So this will have minimal impact for because this is for this fiscal year. The $100,000 is coming out of the account for this year.
Right. It should have minimal impact.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
Thank you, Josh. Are there other questions, concerns? I can also share with you on the bucket truck that this truck exceeds all the heights that Norwich Public Utilities trucks now use. They're geared towards lines and other services with the electric division. This bucket truck will actually go much higher than that, and it is necessary if you look at the treescape within the city of Norwich and what we must be responsible for. Is there further discussion? President Pro Tem.
Just to add to that, we heard from the Director of Public Works today that that the same truck new would be, I'm going to say, almost twice the amount of money, starting at like $185,000 and going up from there. So due diligence has been done, even though this is a used piece of equipment. It's been surveyed by Fleet Maintenance. It's been surveyed by folks who know what to look for in a tree work truck, and they're confident that we are getting the best bang for our buck when buying a used piece of equipment. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 24, relative to a resolution setting out changes to the state assembly district lines and adjustment to the city of Norwich voter precinct map.
This time, motion please to bring this to the floor. Alderman Singh, second by Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion or questions? Alderman Wilson.
Not so much a question, just a reiteration. I want to thank both ladies for the explanation during the informational on this, not only the map, but also the process to get to this map. And I appreciate the long list of changes that you did discuss during the informational for our knowledge, and just kind of more so for those that may not have had a chance to tune into the informational. I know these ladies are going to do the due diligence of constant reminders so that those that are affected by some of these changes do know in due time exactly what the change is. So I appreciate the work that both of you ladies have done. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? Just for the record, the state goes through reapportionment every 10 years. That is required. That deed was accomplished. The new district lines for our state house seats actually result in neighborhoods changing from one state house district to another. This adoption of this resolution will realign those, will allow us to continue to maintain 6 voting precincts. Without this, we'd have to run 11 voting precincts. A much higher cost, not an efficient system. And this will also allow, by adopting tonight, notice to be given out to people who need notice sent to them in January. Our Democratic Town Committee here in the city of Norwich chooses people by the precinct that they live in. The Republican actually elects members by or at large. But in order to get the notice out, we had to identify where the streets are, and attached to this resolution not only are the maps, but a list of every street in the city of Norwich and the precincts they are now to be found in, so that there is a written public record of that as well. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 25, relative to opt into the opioid lawsuit settlement agreement.
Motion to bring this to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second by Alderman Wilson. Is there discussion? At this time, I'm going to ask for postponement of this vote, and I'm going to ask that we recognize Alderwoman Gould in order for us to move into executive session to discuss this.
I hereby move pursuant to Connecticut General Statute, Section 1-200, subsection 6, that the members of the Norwich City Council go into executive session for the purpose of discussing strategy and negotiations with respect to pending claims and litigation. City Manager John Solomon, Finance Director Josh Pothier, and Corporation Counsel Michael Driscoll shall be asked to participate during all or portions of this executive session at the request of the City Council.
Thank you. Is there a second? Alderman Wilson. A motion, please. A roll call, that is.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes. Executive session, please. Council, come back to order. Let the record show that no votes were taken during executive session. May I have a motion to return, please? Alderwoman Gould, second by Alderman Wilson. Roll call on the motion to return.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. If we could please return to Resolution 25 at this time. There was a
20?
request.
20?
I'm sorry?
Robbins first.
We had actually asked for a motion on 25.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I was just completing that because someone started to make the motion. It's council's prerogative. If you want to go in order, we can drop that request and go to 20. What's your choice? We'll go to 20.
Number 20, relative to the sale of 16 Robbins Court.
Motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderwoman Berto. I would ask the indulgence of members of council. Your resolution has blanks. I'm prepared to provide the language to fill that in for you. So I'd ask for a motion to amend. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderwoman Berto. The amendment is as follows. In paragraph 4, being the sum of $86,000. And in paragraph 5, line 3, again, where it says at the price of, please fill in $86,000. And the person's name is Victoriano Alarcon, Alarcon, of 240 Raymond Hill Road, Uncasville. Again, of 240 Raymond Hill Road, Uncasville. And in the next line where there are blanks, again, please repeat Victoriano Alarcon of 240 Raymond Hill Road, Uncasville, Connecticut. That's the language for the amendment. Is there discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, roll call on the amendment.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
It's 7-0.
Amendment passes. On Resolution 20 as amended, is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Number 25, relative to opt into the opioid lawsuit settlement agreement.
A motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderwoman Berto. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call. With the indulgence of corporate counsel. Sorry.
I would ask that someone amend the second
I'll make
paragraph
a motion that we amend the second paragraph.
to delete the language which proof of claim was in excess of $80 million. So it just would read, whereas on September 30th, 2019, the city of Norwich filed a proof of claim in the Purdue Pharma LP Chapter 11 bankruptcy, period. Or semicolon, and goes on to the next paragraph. But that phrase, which proof of claim was in excess of $80 million, should be deleted.
Thank you. That is your motion, Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Second.
Second, President Pro Tem DeLucia. Is there discussion? Seeing none?
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Amendment passes 7-0. On Resolution 25 as amended, is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn by Alderwoman Gould. Is there a second?
No, actually,
Oh, pardon me.
I was about to say, so I would like to use a point of personal privilege.
I'm sorry, Alderman Singh. Please, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everyone for electing me here. And I just want to do a little ice-breaking exercise with all of you as well. A lot of folks, including our citizens of Norwich, had a question like, so what is my name? What should we call you? Is it Swaranjit Singh Bhatia? Is it Swaranjit Singh Khalsa? Do you mind calling you Singh? Do you mind calling us Swaranjit? So I just want to clarify that. Swaranjit is my first name. Singh is basically last name for all the Sikh men. And Bhatia is my family name. But when you get initiated in our religion, you are entitled to use word Khalsa. So that's why I use that. But I completely don't mind. You can call me Swaranjit or you can call me Singh, according to whatever you feel like it. And second thing, I also want to tell you guys, being an initiated Sikh, I have Kirpan, which is one of the, out of the 5 articles of faith. And Board of Education also amended one of the deadly weapon policy in their, I think, the past 6 months, to accommodate the Kirpan. And Mr. Mayor is one of the mayor, I think, in this United States who have Kirpan in his office to educate people about this article of faith. And I just want to thank him for that. Thirdly, you know, I am here on this platform because community recognize my involvement. And I hope you all will guide me. I'm new here, and I look forward for everyone's guidance, and I look forward to work with everyone. Lastly, I do have few recognitions. So December 15th this year was 230th anniversary of our Bill of Rights, which are also known as 10 Amendments to our Constitution of America. And people like me really understand meaning of those 10 amendments, and I just want to bring that up. Secondly, our young cheerleaders also in the second position in the American youth football contest in Florida. So that's really great news, and we look forward to see them at our city council chambers as well. And thirdly, one of my good friend, Harpreet Singh, who used to live in New York, but he was still involved in our Norwich community in community meal program. He left us on November 28th. And I myself have recognized his life and went to his ceremony other day. And Connecticut General Assembly also recognized his services to our City of Norwich and State of Connecticut through the citation. And at the end, I just want to say, everyone, have a safe holiday and Merry Christmas, and those who celebrate Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa and Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there further discussion? Okay, Alderwoman Gould?
Motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn by Alderwoman Gould. Is there a
Second.
second? Alderwoman Berto. A roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 7-0.
Motion passes 7-0. We are adjourned. Thank you all. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.